All right, folks, it's January 28th, 2025. We have ourselves a Tuesday night update, and it was the XRP Community Day that took place here today. We were worried that it might be a big celebration of a case conclusion. That didn't happen. But plenty of reasons to celebrate XRP, our ecosystem, where Ripple's at, where the United States is heading as far as regulatory standpoint. And so in tonight's update, I wanted to break down what all went down and got announced. We did get some big announcements today. Just because it wasn't the case concluding, we still got to acknowledge what did get confirmed here today. There's a very good reason why I titled tonight's episode XRP White House, because XRP is in the White House. XRP is being mentioned to Donald Trump in conversations about reserves, stockpiles, as far as, Stu Alderati saying that basically Brad and Stu were being solicited as thought leaders by the president. 2.5-hour dinner at the table, and confirmation from Brad Garlinghouse as well that he had conversations with President Trump about many things in regards to digital assets. And so we're going to break it all down here. A lot of DeFi, a lot of development stuff as well, too. I didn't catch every single minute of all of these Twitter spaces that took place. I think they broke it up into 3 parts. And really great sessions all across the board. I'll be trying to catch up on some of the stuff that I missed. I just got done listening to the final session with David Schwartz, and he was kind of going through the tech stuff on the XRP ledger, which isn't everybody's cup of tea, but it's important to understand, because when folks come at us and they say, hey, XRP's not decentralized, I like to listen to the smartest guy in the room break down how it's not decentralized. So then I can maybe, take a few bits and pieces of that, simplify it, and make it easy enough for somebody, a normal person, to be able to understand why the XRP is sound digital money, why it is being included in reserve currency conversations, and the problems that can be solved with XRP, primarily facilitating some of the best liquidity in the world. And it's only going to get better with David Schwartz, along with others from Ripple, and really just the broader ecosystem, speaking about the developments coming to the XRP ledger, the programmability coming to the XRP ledger, but then also many companies that are helping to implement this stuff showed up today and talked about what they were building on the XRP ledger as well. Now, the reason why the speculation was present for a settlement was because they called the session with Stu, the future of the regulatory environment and the SEC victory. That's what they called the session. It was like something about where regulations are going and the SEC victory. Now, what Stu did say in his session, very specifically, his prediction, that the SEC is going to willingly dismiss this case. This is the prediction from Stu after speaking with Trump, after knowing Paul Atkins is going to be the new SEC chair, after knowing, the existing commissioners, how they're in favor of, not regulating this space to death. His prediction is that this case is going to be dropped or dismissed voluntarily by this new SEC. So this case is over. It really is. It's done. And he even commented, he said, this case is just noise at this point. Gary Gensler filing the appeal 5 days before he's fired. I mean, he resigned on his own, but basically he was going to be fired by Trump. And so he did what any little snake would do, and he slithered away with, not without filing that appeal, though, 5 days before he left. But Stu commented about how, we've been following the case. We've been following all this. Thank you for the gifts, by the way. They're on TikTok. Appreciate that. He commented how we've been following this so closely. He said there's really no point. Obviously, we appreciate the lawyers that kept us up to date while this case was going on. It gave us content creators something to talk about, right? Always appreciate that. But this case is over. It's done. It's just noise now at this point. They're going to come to a settlement, or this case is just going to be dismissed completely, with Ripple having clarity going forward on how they can sell XRP freely. And if they are going to sell it to institutions, it just can't be wrapped up in the investment contracts that they got ruled on by Judge Torres. But a lot to talk about in tonight's update, so I'm going to get into it. A lot to cover, a lot of good stuff here. So make sure you guys have subscribed and hit that notification bell so you're not missing any of our updates. All of our community resources are available at zachrector.com. My guy is working, a couple good things on the way here too. My guy is working right now on uploading this to our shop, but I did add it to our TikTok shop. So the XRP ship Perseverance is the new collection that's dropping. Should be available on the website tomorrow, but I did make the shirt available on my TikTok shop tonight. So if you can't wait to get it, you can head on over to TikTok shop and you can place it there, or just wait for tomorrow. It will be listed on the website as well, along with long sleeve, crew neck, and hoodie. In other good news, I did get another workout in today. Nice little pump. And, I would have liked to see XRP pump a little bit more, but focusing on what we can control. We got to control our situation here. And I did get a nice little workout in as well. So a good day all around, and we got a lot to cover. So I just want to say thank you for all of your support, for stopping by. And let's get right on into it, guys. Starting off here, XRP price-wise, incredible what's taken place over the past 48 hours. Remember, yesterday, we had this full wick down, a 50-cent move, and then this morning we popped all the way up to 321. We're on the daily chart right here, so you're looking at this next candle. This is for Wednesday right here. So we got another day closed above $3. That brings our total to 13 days closed above $3 here just in the past 2 weeks. This is strength that we've never seen before for XRP. Now, while all of our community days going on, it didn't stop the Bitcoin bros from coming out and coming up with completely fabricated and false lies. This is the level that they've gone to. Instead of, having a debate on the merits, hey, should we debate whether or not Bitcoin or XRP or any other asset should be held as a reserve by our government? Instead of just being open to that conversation, you know who they remind me of, right? You know who they remind. I've been speaking about how communist these Bitcoin maxis are getting, trying to censor, trying to shut down, and basically now at this point, they've gotten so desperate that they're just resorting to fabricating their own lies and acting like they have sources too, when they don't have a thing. They have nothing besides their own delusions. This is from Andrew. He tweets an update from a single source, but a uniquely connected one. Oh yeah, sure. Trust me, bro. Quote, no matter their efforts, zero chance that Ripple and XRP ends up as part of any U.S. strategic reserve. None. We aren't fooled by snake oil salesmen. The focus remains on Bitcoin. Now, once again, these guys talking out of their you-know-what, while Brad Garlinghouse and Stu are eating beef bourguignon with Donald Trump, our president, sitting down at the table with him for 2.5 hours. But sure, I'm sure your source, can report back that there's no chance. And I wanted to bring up this point, not because I want to talk about this Bitcoin drama anymore. I'm over it. But because we've now gotten a response from Brad, and in today's Twitter space, he reiterated his point that he's advocating for Bitcoin to be considered. I mean, Brad's not going to come out and say that Bitcoin should be in it, but he's saying, let's just have this conversation. Should it be Bitcoin? Should it be XRP? Should it be both? Why not both? We already have a bag of Bitcoin. Why not just hold on to it? I'm fine with that. That's fine with me, But these guys want to completely avoid that. They want to shut us down, and now they're making up their own lies. And I said this the other day. I wouldn't mind to see Ripple, because some of these guys have been accusing Ripple of being frauds and scams and really defaming them. And I would love to see, we know Ripple has the money. We know they have the legal assassins to just... It wouldn't be a nice day for one of these little kids that's running around defaming Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse when, really it's just a shame, because all we've ever fought for is that level playing field, and we've made an effort to be the most transparent. I believe that Ripple's actually set the standard for transparency and managing a treasury of a large amount of a digital asset. Now, continuing on, despite what they want to say and talk about and live in their own delusions, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse revealed he discussed with President Trump making XRP a strategic reserve asset for the United States. He stressed that U.S. reserves should include a variety of cryptocurrencies, not just Bitcoin, to support American crypto companies. So this is being reported by Cointelegraph. The direct quote wasn't necessarily, he didn't come out and say, we talked about making XRP a strategic reserve. Somebody asked him about that conversation, and he said that, yes, we did talk about that with President Trump. Here's a direct quote here from Spiritual. I have spoken to the president on a number of these things, and I do see that he understands the value of these technologies, and he wants to be the crypto president. So that was from the space here this morning, the opening session with Brad Garlinghouse. And so clearly, very close relationship between Brad, Stu, Ripple, and President Trump. And, now we got further confirmation that XRP is in the White House, and obviously this conversation took place in Mar-a-Lago. But the reason why I titled this episode here tonight, XRP White House, is because we know that XRP's already been in the White House. We know the connections that go back to almost every president administration that we have for the past few. We know how many connections go back to the government, but once again, we are back in this White House. And this is probably the most important White House for any crypto project to be in, as we now see the shift, and we're going to become the most pro-crypto Congress, most pro-crypto president, and I believe that we will become the crypto capital of the world. Now, speaking of Brad Garlinghouse, he is going to be making an appearance at XRP Las Vegas. Updated speaker list from Brad Kimes. I wanted to shout this one out. Cody Carbone, president of the Digital Chamber. Honorable Christopher Giancarlo from the Digital Dollar Project. CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, is back at XRP Las Vegas. Brad has showed up a couple times here now. CEO of Uphold, Simon McLaughlin, Kevin Maloney from I Trust Capital, and many more on the way. Get your tickets before they are sold out. That's going to be the second link in the description of this video, linked up down below, xrplasvegas.com. Second link right below the new merch. That's linked up down below. Now, the Bitcoin guys, I thought this was pretty funny. Vet was listening in, on a Bitcoin space, and they were talking about the XRP Community Day. Quote, they have over 25,000 listeners in the space and are all excited. I need to know what's going on. This is from Bitcoin Maxis in a parallel space to the XRP Community Day one. So the Bitcoin bros are over there sitting with a few hundred people in their space, as they normally do, just chatting amongst themselves and doing their little deal. And then meanwhile, they're looking over across the pond, right, across the sea, as the cloud, on this XRP ship shirt, you see the clouds behind us, the storms are behind us. We're off into the smooth sailing waters. While the rest of the space still has that cloud over there, we got smooth sailing. And that's really what we were celebrating today with over 25,000 peak listeners. I think that even was over 30,000 at one point. But all throughout the day, we had tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of people tuning in for this XRP Community Day. And once again, what this acknowledges is that whether it's the Bitcoin community, Ethereum, others, we are being noticed. And like we said, we're not here to shut down anybody. We're not here to talk negatively about anything else. We're just focused on facts. We're focused on real development, real utility, real adoption, not just talking about something, but actually, making it happen. And we're being noticed now for the success, for the trajectory, the attention that's all coming towards XRP right now. It's why I titled the update that I did earlier, XRP in control. I've been saying that we're running this bull run, and I think it's just very clear to see. Now, we started off today, before the Community Day spaces even started, we got the announcement from Ondo Finance that they were going to be bringing their tokenized treasury fund to the XRP ledger. Now, recall, this is the BlackRock-backed treasuries arriving on the XRP ledger. Now, Michael Arrington retweeted this, and so this is now going viral. This is shared here by Bitcoin.com. So there you go, another Bitcoin outlet being forced to cover what's taking place over here with XRP. And that's right, we have BlackRock that has tokenized a bunch of treasuries, and Ondo Finance has really facilitated this. And they've brought these tokenized treasuries to multiple blockchains, but now they're finally bringing them to the XRP ledger. So the very, very liquid tokenized treasuries, 24/7, 365 access, fully compliant, very important for institutional and retail investors alike. And David was actually commenting on this earlier today about how some of the most recent features that we've added to the XRP ledger, like for example the memes, This has allowed us to take high risk, high reward plays and bets and programmability with the XRP ledger. And he said, what we need to be building next and what we're going to be focused on and what Ripple's focused on right now is actually building out the boring stuff, because the boring stuff is what leads to mass adoption. Yes, you might get some attention. You might get a little bit of a moment, a little excitement for a brief moment over some meme coins, some high risk, high reward stuff. But really, what we need for mass adoption for billions of users is the boring stuff to be implemented. And that includes treasury bills. And you know how I feel about treasury bills, right? I think that making 4 or 5% on your money is pissing in the wind. Excuse my French, but I just have to tell you how I really feel, right? Because inflation's at 3%. So what are we doing? And we know that the CPI lie is just that. So you're not making anything on 5%, in my opinion. You know how much you're losing, right? Because, you're getting paid back 5% from the US government, and inflation's double the CPI lie. So you know that you're losing 1% consistently. So I guess that's better than losing it all to inflation. But this is why I've been, on my defensive measures, I've been in precious metals. That's for defense. And then on offense, I'm not looking for 5%, 10%, 50%. We're looking for the big, double it up, triple it up. And that's actually conservative for the crypto space. A lot of guys are chasing 50x, 100x gains. We don't do that. Double it up, triple it up, 5x, 10x. Happy as a clam, right? But I thought it was very interesting to listen to David Schwartz's comment about how it's the boring stuff that's going to lead to mass adoption. So I'll speak more on that later. Monica Long giving her comments, the president of Ripple. She says, quote, "I think 2025 is going to be the best year for Ripple." Now, Ripple's already had tremendous success, right? But to get this from the president, you can see the vibe, the energy, the trajectory, the momentum here just continues to build. Now, I'm gonna circle back here to some of the other points here on the community day. There's just a few things that I want to mention, and then I'm going to go roll into the community day, and then we'll rolling into Q&A. Few points here that I want to cover though. This is Linda, who is CEO of X now, right? Another milestone for the Everything app with Visa partnering up with X Money. So I know that we were all waiting to see, which cryptos was X Payments going to integrate, and we were all excited for that. And then here they go, they implement TradeFi, they implement Visa, which, that's the thing. You have to understand that in some of these key use cases, right, you don't want to be a solution chasing a made up problem. Some of these networks just do work. And so I think that you're going to see Visa is going to be implemented, but then on, for other options, I do believe that you're going to see crypto eventually. It just looks like they're starting things off here with traditional rails with Visa, right? When you partner up with Visa, boom, you got access to billions of people. And then, then after that, I believe that they're going to be following it up with crypto. But so far here, Visa to get started. Very interesting thing here that came out today. Crypto.com to delist Tether on Friday, January 31st. Now, what's interesting to me about this, we were suspecting that Tether was going to be delisted from some of these exchanges. We've already seen it in Europe. But the fact that we have the most pro-crypto president we've ever had, the most pro-crypto Congress we've ever had, new SEC chair, everything shifting over, to be pro-crypto, but yet Crypto.com is still making the decision to delist Tether. At this point, one has to ask, what is the game plan here with Tether? To just be out of the United States, to just be out of Europe, not comply with MiCA, not comply with the United States? Because this is now opened up for everybody. Like, if you're a legit scammer, and I mean, this is kind of the tell, right? If you're a legit scammer or fraudster, well, then you still would avoid America, and you would avoid MiCA, and you would avoid Europe, right? But anybody who's legit, there's basically nothing to worry about going forward. As long as you don't, raise a bunch of money for an ICO, you're not going to get yourself in trouble, right? I mean, we had the green light for crypto in America, but Crypto.com decides to still delist Tether. Which brings me to the question, what is the game plan here with Tether? Are we just going to focus on other jurisdictions and just give up the US, give up Europe? Now, they did acquire a stablecoin issuer for the euro. I forget what the name of that company was, but they did make a move over there. So maybe they're trying to move some chess pieces to be in line in Europe. But I mean, this is bad. This is really bad as far as I'm concerned, because when we're considering that it's basically green light, you're good to go. As long as you're not just an outright fraudster and scammer, you can come to the, you can come to America now for crypto. I mean, Ripple's hiring 75% of their open roles are for America. We're seeing hundreds of billions of capital investments being promised to come into America. Yet Tether is on the way out. Like I said, either you're a scammer or you're a fraudster if you're not doing business in the United States of America at this point, in my opinion. So crypto.com, are we going to see more? Let me know in the comments down below. The other thing, and you guys know the game that we play here, every time I say the word aliens, it's time to take a sip of our adult beverage. Well, Press Secretary Leavitt reveals that the drones that were flown over New Jersey were in fact authorized by the FAA for research purposes. This was not the enemy. The Biden administration could have come out and told us, do not worry about the aliens. These are our drones. But Biden was too busy taking a nap or whatever he was doing. These were our drones. So they weren't the enemy. They were our drones, and they were authorized by the FAA for research purposes. And apparently these are drones. I saw somebody post that they are the drones that they're now using to be able to deliver supplies to and from aircraft carriers or other ships. And that's what was being tested here. So don't be concerned. You do need to take a sip of your adult beverage, though, because I did mention the aliens. They were not, in fact, aliens. They were just us running some tests. And I guess they were, happy to watch our reaction. And it feels like everything is just some psychological experiment, a psychological operation against us, right? Yeah, this is just a test. We're going to test some drones, but let's not tell anybody. Let's see the public's reaction. Let's let this go viral. Let's throw out, generic stuff. Let's, the president's going to be right on it. Meanwhile, it's our own experiment. Are you guys excited to see that the clown show's finally over in the United States of America? I mean, I was kind of expecting the alien show, and I've been talking about buying the dip on the alien invasion. It looks like we're not going to be getting the alien invasion anytime soon unless there's something else in the cards. But the drones over New Jersey were not aliens, okay? Did I say aliens enough times? How can this be a live stream when you don't look at the chat at all? I'm working my way there. Just a couple more points, okay? Couple more points, and then we'll get to Q&A rapid fire. Appreciate your guys' support. If you guys haven't already, please like and share the stream. Oh, my share screens are blank. Oh, see, this is, that's because I was having an issue with my Google Chrome was crashing on me earlier today. And actually, I don't even need that other one. I'll pull this up later. So when I was showing you guys the XRP chart, you were just looking at a blank screen. That's awesome. See, it's all done by design, so then it gets you guys to mass comment and max engage. And then it gets people to smash the thumbs down. Oh, what an idiot. Smash the thumbs down, drop comments, max engage. All by design. Just kidding. That was an accident. My apologies, guys. People get so triggered too. It's hilarious. I am trolling you guys. You guys need to relax. Say, what is the, where are we at? Where are we at? Seriously, vibe check. Guys, holy smokes, is it the end of the world? Holy cow. Somebody should have called me. I see. I didn't miss the super chats. I got the super chats. They get saved up. I save them up. Guys, I was cooking. We're only at 25 minutes in, and I only have a couple more points to make, and then we're going rapid fire Q&A. We got more time for Q&A tonight than we normally do, because I'm going to be through our full update in 30 minutes. All right, just sit tight. It's okay. We will make it. I've done stuff like this so many times on these live shows. It's always the struggle with going live. Okay. All right. So, final points I wanted to make. Two points. One on the setup here for XRP and where we're at, and then just the last couple of comments there on the XRP Community Day, and then we'll open up the chat. Okay. All right. Here we go. This is from Bassie. This guy's been putting out some nice little TA analysis. The thing that I like is he's being pretty transparent about how he's, following the XRP chart, but then also what his plan is. He's just kind of laid out his plan and his exit strategy. So I like that because we get the context behind the trades that he's trying to make. And let me double check and make sure, okay, you guys can see this, okay? He says, I've laid out 3 scenarios at the moment, the targets, timelines, and their validation. As mentioned in the tweet below, we watch closely and see which option plays out. Now, this is the guy who was saying to follow the 2017 fractal, we needed to close off on Sunday. The weekly chart needed to close off at $8 to $10. Not even close, right? We closed above $3, which was a new all-time high weekly close. It's still bullish, very bullish. Obviously not as bullish as we would have liked to see it, though. We were looking for it to close off between $8 and $10 to confirm that we were following the 2017 fractal and that we were on our way to a $30 XRP this bull run. But here's the 3 options that he lays out for us, and I think that you guys are going to find these kind of fascinating. I'm interested to hear from you guys which one you think plays out. We got the green line. The original fractal was same targets, different timelines. We would currently still be in the end of the second leg up with targets of $8 to $10 and then $35 to $40 by the end of this bull run. Orange assumes that our 2 legs are already done, with the 3rd leg to start in August after months of chop. We would be in the chop now, and the target would be 8.5, then major correction. So that's the worst case scenario, is the orange scenario, which basically assumes that our 2 legs are already done, 3rd leg's about to start in August, and we're only going to top out at about $8.50 this bull run. That's worst case scenario. Purple assumes we're actually still on the 1st leg, with 2 more legs to go. We would be in the beginning of the 2nd leg up now, with targets of $12.50 and $60. Then major correction. I am leaning towards number 1, but let me know which you think is most likely to happen for XRP. I'll update when the picture is clear and more candles are printed. The fractals have been so incredibly accurate for 12 out of 12 weeks, and I don't believe it's a mere coincidence. So I wouldn't be so quick to dismiss it. I also certainly don't believe this bull run is over. Stay tuned. So we did print a green candle, so we are still following. It's just we would have liked to seen it close a little bit higher to confirm these, higher targets as far as scenarios for the rest of this bull run. Okay? But right now, I mean, the good news is the way that he sees it, worst case scenario, you're still looking at XRP approaching a double-digit price this bull run. And in the other scenarios, the other 2 scenarios, he has us going up to $35 to $40. And in the 3rd scenario, going up to $60. Oh boy. At $30, we approach flipping Bitcoin, assuming Bitcoin stays at about a $2 trillion market cap. So we double up the market cap of Bitcoin. Can you imagine that going to $60? That's going to be like double the market cap of Bitcoin. You think the Bitcoin maxis are crying now? Oh boy. But this is where he sees this, and I think that, you know, it's pretty good analysis. What I appreciate about where we're at right now is that you're just saying that there's not much leverage that's holding XRP and pushing XRP up, right? We just liquidated a lot of our longs yesterday when we wiped out all the way down to $2.65. That wiped out a lot of the longs that we had, right? So this is a spot-driven bull run, which is very solid. It's a strong foundation, strong footing, however you want to lay it out here. It is very solid ground that XRP is standing on right now. And the upside targets, I mean, you know, there's a few different scenarios here, but we're talking about, you know, $8 to $10, worst case scenario, with most likely, you know, he thinks the first scenario is going to play out. That's his bet. And so we're looking at a $30 XRP this bull run if that were to play out. I'm still hanging my hat on about $15 to $20 this bull run. That's where I'm at. I'm kind of right in the middle. I'm not in the 10, you know, not topping out at $10, but I also, you know, there's going to be a lot of sell orders coming in at about $20 XRP. But what we've noticed in our analysis is that with the market cap multiplier, it's going to take way less liquidity than previously expected to pump XRP up to these prices. That's the good news. Now, final comments that I wanted to make on this community day. Couple points right here. In one of the innovation spaces I was listening, and First Ledger, Chris, goes by the name Sloppy Pig on Twitter. These guys. Christopher gave us the update on the First Ledger stats, and he's noting that we've seen basically in the last couple months, since the meme coin platform went live on First Ledger, and basically the AMMs. And the AMMs really have helped to fuel this, along with the meme tokens. But 10x on-chain activity for the XRP ledger just in the past couple months. That's massive, right? The XRP ledger was not being used for much besides sending cheap, fast, and efficient payments. Now this is starting to expand, and David really highlighted, and others from Ripple highlighted how their focus for this year is bringing programmability to the XRP ledger. David just thinks that we can bring, programmability to the XRP ledger without having to go ahead with full-blown smart contracts. So basically, we're not going to bog down the XRP ledger with full-blown smart contracts, but we're just going to add little programmability features that allow us to do everything that we need to do for DeFi, etc., without having to bloat up the ledger. Hundreds of millions in volume on a monthly basis on First Ledger platform. That's what he said. So just on the memes right now, we're seeing hundreds of millions of dollars of volume in trading. Now think about where this is going down the road when institutions start to step into the game and they make what we've been doing, playing around, look like, child's play, right? And that's kind of what I look, this is kind of the sandbox for the AMM and the broader liquidity that's being built out on the XRP ledger. It's like the AMM went live, and then, a bunch of issued tokens got put on the XRP ledger, some meme coins, some tokens that have a story. Are they memes? Are they not memes? That's up for debate. But the point being is that basically all of this, got built out and started to get really established with our AMM. And we got to start playing with it, and we got to start testing it. Now, when we get institutional liquidity to arrive, we're going to be ready to go. We're going to have worked out some of the kinks. And I think that the RLUSD liquidity pools are going to be some of the biggest. You're going to see RLUSD and Tether, where people are going to be basically using that to trade out of Tether into RLUSD, trade out of USDC into RLUSD. XRP RLUSD will probably be the biggest liquidity pool. And so, this is going to grow rapidly. Right now, we're approaching 100 million in total value lock on the AMM, and I'm anticipating that that's going to 10x this year. I think that we're going to be approaching $1 billion of total value lock this year on the XRP ledger. In fact, you could see, a large portion of that coming from RLUSD alone, right? Now, continuing on, that's the other final point there from First Ledger, is that they've added 100,000 users, 100,000 new users to the platform. So that's incredible to see. Now, a couple of points that I wanted to make here in closing not in closing, I'm not going to close up the live. A couple final points that I wanted to make before I open it up for Q&A. This is from Brad Garninghouse's session. He confirmed that HSBC did sign with Ripple last year. So for those of you guys who don't know, HSBC had partnered up with Medico to offer tokenized gold to institutional investors. HSBC was partnered up with Medico, but they did roll that agreement over, and now they've signed a deal with Ripple Custody. So Ripple acquired Medico, and HSBC is one of a few clients. I think there's a good list of clients that came with Medico. And Ripple, Monica Long actually reported that not only has Ripple payments doubled, but also has Ripple Custody doubled year over year. So incredible growth for both aspects there of Ripple's business. And now they're adding that stablecoin business as well, another source of revenue. Now, it was funny to know, Brad said that Bill Hinman, and Stuart Alderati commented on this too, that Bill Hinman was at the inaugural crypto ball. And Stu even said that he found it offensive that Bill Hinman would have the nerve to show up at this inaugural crypto ball. And I thought that was pretty interesting to hear. And basically, it sounds like to me that Stu and Brad are kind of doing their part to educate President Trump and his administration on who to trust and who not to trust going forward. Because, really, it's not even about, not so much, oh, Bill Hinman hurt XRP. No, Bill Hinman hurt our entire industry here in the United States of America. He kept us back years. And the lack of clarity and confusion that he caused hundreds of billions and probably even trillions of dollars of damages, not just to the XRP community, but to our broader capital markets as a whole. Now, the biggest takeaway, though, was Brad Garlinghouse made a very bold prediction. Brad said that JP Morgan estimated that we could see 8 billion of inflows through an XRP ETF. Okay? And you guys know that I've covered this already. The estimate's 4 to 8 billion in the first year after the XRP ETFs go live. Now, I did the math, and if we are still trading with like a 200x market cap multiplier, and we saw 8 billion of inflows, this sounds crazy, but we would literally see the market cap on XRP grow by almost $1.7 trillion at a 212 market cap multiplier. Now, I pulled that number out because I was going through the order books and tracking this, and the market cap multiplier, it ranges. I went through, and I'll be dropping this in a separate video. I'm just finalizing my data points that I wanted to get across in this video that I'm going to be making for you guys, explaining this market cap multiplier with real data from November through December. And I tracked the market cap multiplier ranges on the low end at about 50, and on the high end up at about 900 was the highest that I got. Now, interesting enough, yesterday, the market cap multiplier on XRP was over 700. So there was only about 20, what was it? I had the numbers earlier. I was doing a live show earlier on TikTok, and I ran through the numbers. It was 25 million of inflows equated to 22 billion of market cap growth. Now, the one thing that I don't have, the one missing thing that I don't have in this data set, in this equation, is the impact from the futures market, which I can see that there is an impact. When there's more leverage present is when we're getting closer to topping out, basically. And then that's when the longs get liquidated and we get kind of overextended, and then we get brought back down. But then the spot buyers come in and they buy us back up. And what we're tracking is that, I mean, this is not up for debate. The market cap on XRP went from 153 billion to 175 billion yesterday. When XRP went down to $2.65, the market cap was 153 billion. When XRP went back up to whatever it was, $3, a little bit over $3, the market cap grew by 22 billion. So even if you want to say, hey, Zach, throw your data out the window because you can't track the futures and the impact that that has on it, well, we can track that the market cap grew by 22 billion. And we can see that from the spot inflows, we only had 25 million. So there's a discrepancy there There's a gap that's massive. Okay, so if you want to debate me on it, then I'm open to that. Like I'm putting this out there to let other people critique it, to let other people point it out. But the fact that Brad Garlinghouse says, this is the key takeaway for me, other than Stu saying that this case is over, the key takeaway was Brad saying that we are going to surpass that 8 billion of inflows handedly. With ease, we are going to surpass that 8 billion of inflows that JP Morgan's expecting into the XRP ETFs. We're easily, handedly going to surpass that. Which, if we do, and we see 10, 20, 50 billion of inflows into the XRP ETF, we're talking about XRP's market cap growing by trillions. Even if we're not at the 200x multiplier, you just go to a 100x multiplier, go to a 50x multiplier, right? It gets pretty interesting. Even at a 50x multiplier, which was like the lowest of the data that I was tracking, the market cap multiplier on the low end was 50 for a few days. 10 billion of 10 billion of inflows is going to equate to 500 billion of market cap growth. That's drastic. That's drastic. And so the point being in the exercise proving that it's not a 1-to-1 ratio, and that's the most important thing, so that we can tell the market cap bros to chew on that one. You know what I'm saying? We've confirmed with 100% certainty that it is not a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning if $1 billion comes in, market cap's going to grow by $1 billion. Throw it out the door, throw it out the window, it's gone. And let that sink in, and let that sink in the sense of we've basically confirmed with 100% certainty how easy it is to move XRP. And this works going up and going down. The most dramatic market cap multiplier I saw was 900, and that was for XRP coming down. I'll show you. I got the data right here. This is my table. And what I did is I went from November 5th to December 2nd. Every single day I went through, tracked the inflows, tracked what happened to the market cap. Did it correlate? And if it did, what was the multiplier? On November 19th, we had net outflows of 2.73 million, and we lost 2.46 billion of market cap. That's a 901 market cap multiplier. So just as easily as XRP goes up, it can also get brought back down. That's important to note. So those were my two big takeaways from today's community day. Was Brad Garlinghouse confirming that he was talking with Trump about XRP, about strategic reserves and stockpiles and everything else with crypto. Stuart Alderati reiterating those comments, saying that basically they're being viewed as thought leaders and they're being solicited for their ideas and thoughts and direction for cryptocurrency. So that was great to hear. Brad's prediction that we're going to see and we're going to handedly surpass 8 billion of inflows into an XRP ETF. That's good. And then the other big one was the Stuart Alderati session where Stu said this case is over, and he predicted that the SEC is going to willingly drop or dismiss this lawsuit. And he says that at this point, it's all noise. And what this did for me, now I'm about to take your Q&A, so drop your comments, questions down below right now. Make sure you guys have liked this video. But what this confirmed for me was my speculation when Ripple requested to the judge that they file their appeal brief on April 16th. At the time I said, guys, I think that Ripple wants time to negotiate with the new SEC. This pretty much confirmed that for me. The fact that Stu thinks that they're going to voluntarily dismiss the lawsuit and Ripple's not going to have to pay a dime, that tells me that basically Ripple had a deadline that was probably, 30 days, 60 days, 45 days after the brief was filed that they had to respond. But they've now asked or requested the judge to be able to push that out till April. So it gives them some time to negotiate with the new SEC chair and the new SEC commissioners about a potential resolution to this case. Now, the only thing holding up this case at this point is the DC swamp that's trying to hold back the confirmation of Paul Atkins and the rest of the Trump administration and his cabinet members. That's the only thing that's stopping this settlement at this point. I mean, this case is over. And it could be settled up even before they confirm Paul Atkins. I don't know if, maybe the commissioners are just going to be polite and they're just going to wait for Paul to kind of take over. But either way, in my humble opinion, this case is over, all intents and purposes, and really, at this point, it's just noise. And we're looking at this finally getting announced and being official in the first half of this year. Like, I feel 100% confident in saying that the odds of this case being done and settled up in the first half of this year is 100%. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay. So this case is over. It's all noise. And now what we celebrated today was just the overall development and growth of our XRP ecosystem. Beautiful moment. And the structure just remains fantastic. And by the way, guys, I wanted to show you guys this one too. This has me laughing. I think that we found a chart that is correlated with the Bitcoin maxis, because every time they cry, every time they make up another lie, every time they run their mouths, we just are tracking here a little correlation between their crying and Bitcoin maxi tears. That's right, folks. Oh, I forgot that we didn't plug. I forgot that we didn't plug our. I forgot that I didn't plug this one here real quick. There you go. So this is Bitcoin maxi tears right here. And as I was saying, the more these guys cried, the more this thing pumps. This thing just took off like a rocket ship over the weekend, pulled back, but now it's just been building back up. And this sucker went all the way up to a $3.7 million market cap today. And I swear, there's a perfect correlation that we're observing right now between this chart and the Bitcoin maxis crying. 100% correlation. Okay, let's go comments, questions. I'm going to catch up on the super chats real quick, and then we'll go into Q&A. Dennis, thank you for starting off the party here tonight with that 2-spot. U.S. Reserve, ETF, banks, and retail demand equals no more XRP. That's right, Dennis. Can you say supply shock? It's coming. Show us the guns, handsome. You're going to have to pay for that one. That's a little extra. You know what I'm saying? A little extra, okay? I don't got nothing to show off here yet, but we did catch the pump here today. Workout number 4. Zach, your screens are blank when you show them. That one guy you know, thank you for letting me know that with your 2-spot. I wish I would have seen it sooner. Southwest Stacker, thank you for the 10-spot. Bitcoin maxis only identify as crypto when it benefits them. They also forget it was Brad Garlinghouse and Fairshake that got pro-crypto peeps in office. Well said. Absolutely. Star Wars and Stripes, thank you for the 2-spot. Zach, your screens are blank, brother. Thank you. Rod, Josh, 2-spot. Screens are not working. They have been blank. See, I really do appreciate the support. You see how my plan worked. I got max engagement. I got max comments. I got a bunch of thumbs down. I saw one person said, I'm unsubscribing. Okay. Sorry. I'm not perfect. I am a human. Okay. I was on live for 2.5 hours earlier. I'm going to be live on for another hour here. We're rocking and rolling. Sometimes we make a mistake. Appreciate your guys' support. But that worked out really well. I got a lot of engagement. Got a couple super chats. Appreciate your support. Hey, John Labella, thank you for the 5-spot. Into a hard wallet like USB to get off Coinbase, would you put 100 or 250 or 500 into each one? And which hard wallets do you recommend? John, I recommend whatever you're comfortable with and whatever wallets hold the cryptos that you need to store. Some cryptos aren't accessible on different cold storage wallets. So, for example, for XDC, there's only a few wallets that do XDC. EliPal is one of them. I have them linked up down below and at my website. What's the other one? Decent is another one that does XDC. But there's certain wallets that don't do all of these different cryptos. So basically, it's whatever you're comfortable with and whatever holds the crypto that you're looking to store long term. Whatever you're comfortable with. I don't really make too many recommendations on that. They all kind of do the same function. And so, like I said, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay. As far as divvying them up, well, I mean, if you think that XRP is going to go to 10,000 and you put 100 on one, then, you know, that might make sense. Oh, right. But, you know, I do recommend having at least a few. That's the main thing that I would say is having at least a few. Don't put them all on one, split them up on a couple. And the other thing that we should also have too is not just your backup seed phrases written on a piece of paper, but if you can get a product like the arc plate that Tyler sells at the Thai Project, you know, that's a fireproof. It basically, it looks like one of my silver bars. Looks like one of my silver bars. Not to be confused with my Trump little mini silver bar. Okay, we like that one. But it looks more like this one, right? It's a little bit bigger. It's fireproof. It's thinner than this. It's made out of titanium, fireproof. And you punch your seed phrase into that. So if your house catches on fire, your seed phrase burns up. If you have that punched in, you know, you're still going to have your seed phrase, despite the you know, your paper seed phrase may be getting burnt up. So multiple wallets, multiple exchanges. I actually ran through a demonstration earlier today. I just did test. I did a couple test sales of XRP on Uphold, Coinbase, and Caleb and Brown, the 3 exchanges that I have linked up down below. And this is the good thing about me. See, I don't have any sponsors, so I get to speak freely about these things with just providing you guys basically good feedback without bias. No bias, no control. I don't, a sponsor is going to drop me. No, I'm just going to tell you how it is. And there's a reason why I still have all of these exchanges. I still use all 3, even though, you know, some offer different services, some offer other fees. And basically, I sold some XRP on Uphold, Caleb and Brown, and Coinbase, and then cash this out. Now, please note that this was not any part of my long-term XRP holdings. This was XRP that I'd made from trading meme coins. So basically, it was part of my trading bag, nothing to do with my long-term XRP bags. I'm not, and in fact, because I've made so much trading the XRP memes, thankfully now I don't have to tap in to as much of my long-term holdings that I was planning on maybe selling this bull run. So that's worked out pretty well. But before I sell off the big bags and we're looking to cash out, put some M's in the bank account, you know, we need to make sure that we're not going to get taken to town on the fees. And so I've now done, I concluded a test sale order on Coinbase today. Yesterday I did Caleb and Brown, and it was a couple weeks ago when I did Uphold. Now, there's a reason why I have all 3, and I still am going to use all 3 though, right? Uphold just holds a special place in my heart because when times were tough during the lawsuit and nobody else was selling XRP to us, that was the only place for me to get XRP. So I was happy to pay their fee. I didn't care. Just give me the XRP, you know, tack on the fee. This is the cost of doing business. And you're the only game in town, right? So the, you know, Uphold still holds a special place there. And I really like Uphold and what they're doing. Their fees are 1.75% to withdraw. At least that's what they charged me. And then where they also got me was on the slippage. Basically, XRP was at $3.06 when I went to do my sale order. And this was a market sale. And they ended up closing the deal at $2.98. So right away, they hit me on slippage. And then they hit me on a 1.75% withdrawal fee. Now, I went and I did the math and I compared it to Caleb and Brown. If I would have just traded on Caleb and Brown and paid the 3.5% fee, which on its face sounds like a lot more. Holy cow, 3.5%. These guys are taking me to town. But they charged the 3.5% with no slippage. So when I sold on Caleb and Brown yesterday, I didn't get hit on any slippage. And, you know, I had to pay the fee, but then there was no withdrawal fee. So I would have ended up with more money in my bank account on Caleb and Brown than I would have on Uphold. Okay. But then today I moved over to Coinbase and I conducted a sale order over here. And on Coinbase, I pay $30 a month for the Coinbase One or Coinbase. It used to be Coinbase Pro. Now it's called Coinbase One or something like that. And basically you pay $30 a month, you get your trading fees are dropped down to below 1%. So basically on Coinbase, they didn't hit me on slippage very bad at all. XRP was trading at 317.5 and I put in my sale order. They conducted and executed 2 sales and both were above 317. So XRP was trading at 317.5 and they got both those orders in at like 317.2. And so Coinbase didn't hit me on slippage, and the fee that I had to pay was 0.75%. That's how low the fee was. And then there was no withdrawal fee. And there's no limit on the withdrawal. Now, that's something that Caleb and Brown offers too. I got to check what my limit is on Uphold. But on Caleb and Brown, no limit. On Coinbase, for me, no limit either. As far as withdrawing to my bank account. And I had the option to withdraw through PayPal and pay, $40 or whatever it was going to be. That was the fee, which is a pretty steep fee. I think that was, about 2%. That was about a 2% withdrawal fee to PayPal. But I paid a 0% withdrawal fee to my bank, and it said it'd be there in 1 to 3 days, and it landed in my account within a couple hours. So the cheapest after going through this was Coinbase for me. But note that I pay an additional subscription fee to Coinbase to get those low trading fees, because most of the trading that I do right now on just like regular cryptos, I actually do on Coinbase through their Coinbase Pro, Coinbase Advanced Trading, or whatever it is. And I'm anxiously waiting for them to get their futures. Once they get their futures market back up, I'll start trading futures again, probably shorting Bitcoin a lot. That's my go-to. But I talked about this with the Discord group on Saturday, and I said, guys, this is your homework, is go figure out what your limits are, how much you can withdraw, what the fees are going to be, if the exchange is going to hit you on the slippage, because I think that you'll be shocked to see, what you can and can't do, how much you're going to be charged. And you got to think too, if you want to cash out $100,000 and you're limited to only $10,000 per withdraw or per day, not only is it going to take you 10 days to get out that cash, but you're going to pay a withdrawal fee every single time. So thankfully, this is why I've got myself set up on a few different platforms, is I'm going to see who has the best liquidity. What happened was when I sold on Uphold a couple weeks ago, there was no liquidity above $3. There was no buy orders, right? There was very few people buying XRP above $3 at that time, because it was the first moment when we broke above $3. So there wasn't a bunch of buy orders up there, right? There's only a few guys that got in, and then the price came back down. And so when I went to sell, they didn't have enough orders to fill me at 305, 304, 303. No, they filled me at 298. So just right off the top, boom, hit on slippage, and then hit on the withdrawal fee. And then you see what ends up in your bank account, and you go, dang. And so I did this not because I don't believe that XRP is not going much higher this bull run. I do. But I wanted to conduct these test transactions to see for myself what's going to be the best options, who's going to have the best liquidity, and where am I going to be limited at. So I would recommend you as well have your options. Now, the beautiful thing now is we also can cash out into ROUSD just on the DEX, where if you don't want to use any of these exchanges, you don't have to. Just sell XRP straight to ROUSD, pay 12 drops to send your transaction across the XRP ledger, and you're cashed. Obviously you still need to cash out if you want to send cash to your bank, but at least you can lock in profits by trading to ROUSD. Back to comments, questions. Thank you guys. Really appreciate your support. The Awful Poet, thank you for the 2 spot. Michael Rodriguez, thank you for the 2 spot. My jars are full of tears, BMT. The Bitcoin maxi tears, the jars are overfilling, aren't they? BlackRock Ondo intersects the XRP ledger as the AMM ROUSD is now ready to service the U.S. Treasury through BlackRock. Archax was right, 30 to 50 trillion. You're right, Dennis. Yeah, that was the prediction from Archax, right? 30 to 50 trillion of tokenized assets on the XRP ledger. That's a legit prediction from the CEO of Archax. Yep. Michael Rodriguez, thank you for the 5 spot. Is there an expiration on BMT? I would hate to waste any. The nice thing is that the jar fills up so quickly. So you can slam it. You can slam the Bitcoin maxi tiers, right? Just like I forget to take a sip of my adult beverage. I get ranting and raving. But maybe some of you guys are slamming your adult beverage at home. Probably had to earlier when I kept on mentioning aliens, didn't you? But yeah, you can slam the Bitcoin maxi tiers because it's just a never-ending flow. And as XRP goes up higher, we just replenish and the flow picks up and continues from there. So there is no end to the Bitcoin maxi tiers. Unlimited supply. BMT is just too good of a narrative not to catch on. Cry harder, Salty Jack. Oh, Jack Maulers. He's going to need a couple therapy sessions, isn't he? 5 spot there from RNG Crypto. I appreciate that. And I love it too. You know, I really, you know, I'm not into the meme communities as far as like, oh, let's all rally behind this one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so much in, I know a lot of people are saying that we should do that for this one. And if it was any meme coin that we were going to rally behind and that we should push to $1 billion market cap, it is this one. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just saying it would be hilarious. It would be so funny to see Bitcoin maxi tiers hit a market cap of $1 billion, right? And just think of how much these could be worth. Like what could happen to this chart on this coin if we flip Ethereum and then if we end up flipping Bitcoin again this cycle. Now, I know that's far-fetched. I know some people would say it's not possible. But what if? How much are those Bitcoin maxi tiers going to be worth? Right? Where are we at right now? Yeah, it's back up to a $3 million market cap for Bitcoin maxi tiers. Let me refresh here. I want to see. Yeah, we're at 2.7 thousand holders. So that's good to see. I really like to see that. That amount of holders has been growing, and the amount of liquidity has also been growing too. It's up over 200,000 now. That really is solid to see. It is possible. It is, isn't it? Is RLUSD like Tether? Yes, it's like Tether, but it's actually backed. There's actually reserves backing it. That's the difference between RLUSD and Tether. And I'm waiting to see Crypto.com delisting Tether, and then they list RLUSD. I'm waiting for that one. Now, Joey Cucamonga, thank you for the 10 spot. Zach, sell a little silver to accumulate more XRP. Your live streams are great. Thanks for doing the hard work. The XRP family loves you. Joey, I appreciate that. To me, it's two completely different sides of the portfolio. Right? That's the problem with that question for my portfolio. In my portfolio, silver is on the defensive side. Yes, I'm still expecting silver to double up and go to 50 or 60 bucks. And down the road, I think it could trade over $100 per ounce. I do believe that. And that would be a nice return, ROI perspective. But really, I hold silver to at least keep up with the pace of inflation and also to have for offline barter, right? I call it blackout barter. When the lights go out, I can still transact this. Now, some people might not want to accept this silver because it has Trump's face on it. Other people might. And that's okay, because if they don't want the silver with Trump's face on it, well, I got another option for them. I got this one with Charles, Prince Charles, which now he's King Charles. So if they don't want Trump on the face, I can give them one with Charles on the face of it. We got options. It's called blackout barter. And so I keep that on a separate side of my portfolio versus the other side is offense. That's crypto. That's meme coins. That's XRP. There's levels to the risk tolerance and basically the risk exposure that you're taking on with these cryptocurrencies. But it's basically on two different sides. So I never want to be in a position where I'm selling off silver to go into the risk side of my portfolio, the offensive side of my portfolio. I'm going to sell silver to buy gold. I'm going to sell silver to buy property. That's my plan for silver, right? It's very defensive. And if we do get enough price appreciation on silver, then I need to lock in some profits, then I would do so by converting it to other real assets like property or gold, right? Versus on the risk side of my portfolio, that stays moving, right? And that is chasing high reward. And that side of my portfolio, I have quite a bit of tolerance to risk, right? Zach, how rich are you? 6 or 7 figures? So I obviously can't say that, but I'm just very excited for where we're going, right? We have so much money to make. I know a lot of people think that I'm going to get into politics at some point. That's not happening until I make a lot more money. Okay, so I need to get a couple more zeros on there, and then we can talk about doing something. Okay. Gambada, thank you for the 5 spot. Canadian, can you please explain what an ETF is in the easiest way? It's an exchange traded fund. It's a paper derivative of a stock, of a commodity, of something else. That's what it is. So basically, a silver ETF allows you to basically buy an exchange traded product that gets you exposure to silver without actually having to hold the silver. So for the Bitcoin spot ETF, you tell BlackRock, hey, BlackRock, I have $1 million. Please allocate it towards the Bitcoin ETF. And BlackRock goes, okay. And they take your money and they buy, basically they buy Bitcoin. And we just saw BlackRock bought $600 million worth of Bitcoin into their ETF the other day. That was, I think, last week. That's been their largest buy of this year. Market was down and BlackRock was buying per usual. And so that's what an ETF is it allows you to get exposure to something without actually having to hold whatever that thing is. Okay. Why would anyone want an XRP ETF? Why not just buy some XRP? Well, it's 401ks, it's retirements, it's institutions that can't get access to XRP without an ETF. It's the same reason why they're buying the Bitcoin ETF. You also have to note, too, that there's a lot of old people, and I'm not picking on anybody, but it's just a fact, right? There's a lot of folks that don't want to have to do custody. They don't want to have to deal with exchanges. They just want to be able to call up their broker, which if that's those people, I would say don't buy the ETF. Call up my friends at Caleb and Brown. Linked up right down below in the description of all my videos. Call them up. They're the only exchange, and they're not an exchange. They're more like a brokerage service. You get your own personalized broker. You can call them up, and you can place an order. And this is for the same types of people that otherwise would have to go to BlackRock to buy the ETF. But instead of having to go buy the ETF, you can now just go through Caleb and Brown, and they'll take care of you, right? They'll hold your hand through the whole process. No limits on withdrawals. Standard, transparent fee. Great service. Nobody else in the business is offering that level of personalized service. So the breakdown for me goes like this. Uphold just holds a special place in my heart, and I already have some assets on there. I've done some trading on there. Sometimes they get cryptos that other exchanges don't have. So I'll always be a customer of Uphold. I still like Uphold. When it comes to Caleb and Brown, they have the best service. It's unmatched. It's not even close, in my opinion. So Uphold, I still just we got a relationship with them. We're working with them. Caleb and Brown, best level of service. Best level of service, not even close. The only exchange that has personalized broker service for you. The only exchange that offers institutional grade custody, with no minimums on that. You don't need to have $1 million in crypto to have institutional grade custody with Caleb and Brown. And then when it comes to Coinbase, I got the cheapest fees on their platform, but I also have concerns about trusting Coinbase. They've already screwed me out of my Songbird. They kind of screwed me out of my Flare. They ended up giving it to me later after the fact, but Coinbase has been kind of a pain in our butts. but they're within compliance. They're big on the compliance and regulation side. And if you trade on Coinbase quite a bit and you have a decent relationship with them, it's actually a pretty decent spot to do it. Now, I can't get access to maybe I can, crypto.com, Kraken. Those are a few other exchanges, but I don't know if they're available in my state. I don't think that they are. Maybe Kraken is. But that's enough for me. I don't need any more. So that trifecta right there has me covered. But then also I have the ability to trade on the DEX as well too. So if these exchanges aren't working, if these exchanges are, trying to charge me too much, maybe one of the best places to go to get the best pairing is going to be the AMM. And I'm just going to trade my XRP into RLUSD. Other comments and questions? Let me see. Yeah, someone said that we got a nice little juicy dip. Yeah, that dip got bought right back up on BMT, didn't it? Now, let me go to the chat here so I can block this AI token scam. Where is this? Right there. Boom, boom, copy. Give me 1 second, guys, so I can go block this scam token that's in the comments real quick. We want to stop them from being able to keep posting. And that word is blocked. So hopefully that doesn't appear in the comments anymore. Watch out for these scammers these days, guys. Okay. Zach, hold my hand to get ETFs. Do you have to be a big baller to be on Caleb and Brown? No. It's free to set up an account with them, actually. Yeah, absolutely free. All right, guys, comments, questions down below. Please feel free to drop them right now. I lost some of your guys' comments with those scam tokens. All those comments that they made, I lost some of your guys' comments. So please, I'm watching the chat now. Do you think that retail is already priced out? Yes. There's a large portion of human populations that are of the human population that is already priced out of XRP. Absolutely. Absolutely. Did Stu say anything interesting today? Yes, he confirmed that the case is over. He believes that they're going to voluntarily dismiss the lawsuit. What about X meme? Not into it. I dumped all my meme coins. The only meme coin that I have now is BMT, Bitcoin Maxi Tiers. I dumped all my meme coins and I dumped it all into BMT. Can you send assets to Caleb and Brown from another exchange? Yes. That's what I did. I took XRP that I made trading memes, right? And I deposited it into Caleb and Brown. And through their platform, I was able to execute my sale orders. Went through seamlessly, really flawless. And let my broker know I'd like to send all that cash back home. Send it back across the Pacific, please. And now I'm just waiting for it to land back in the bank account. Went really well. XCN deep dive soon? Yes, Shane. What am I doing? Tomorrow I'm going to do XCN and HBAR. I'm planning on doing XCN and HBAR. I don't know which one I'll drop first, but I'm going to stagger them. Yeah, so XCN and HBAR are a couple of the coins that we're going to review this week. I got a list of like 5 different coins that we're going to do this week. Today, I just got consumed up with the XRP Community Day. Thoughts on Proppy? Interesting, there's a lot of tokenized real estate plays. A lot of competitors coming into the game. Proppy has a competitive advantage. Does Caleb and Brown operate in New York? Yes. The only place I know that they don't do is UK. So if you're in the UK, they don't. Sooner Mao, thank you for the 2 spot. That's a funny comment about the Bitcoin Maxis. That's a funny one. How much do you think the XRP will be worth by the end of 2025? Well, like I said, I think at some point this bull run we're going to $10, and I think that we could easily see $15 to $20. Thoughts on CTF? That's a scam token. That's a scam. Mikkel said to remove your XRP from Exodus. Why would he say that? It's because the CEO of Exodus made another comment, like all these other Bitcoin maxis, saying absolutely can't have XRP in a strategic reserve, and basically just said some nonsense. So Exodus wallet, somebody just asked me, what wallets do you recommend? I would recommend you don't use Exodus wallet. Dennis, thank you for the super chat, 5 spot. Archax is bringing BlackRock Ondo to XRP Ledger, so they know when they say 30 to 50 trillion. Yeah. Absolutely. I think that you're going to see real world asset tokenization. We're not even, I forget what the number is right now, but we're still like in the billions, if I'm not mistaken. We're just into the billion. We haven't even surpassed like over 10 billion of real world assets tokenized. I mean, you could make an argument that the stable coins, yeah, you could make an argument that some of the stable coins are real world assets, like USDC is the dollar tokenized. So you could make that argument. Thank you for the gift there. Thank you for the gifts, TikTok. Appreciate you. Yeah, so I bought RLUSD on Bitstamp. I withdrew it. I put in 25, withdrew $20. The slippage, there's not enough liquidity right now on RLUSD, and so that's why you're seeing that it's not always pegged to $1 right now. Is there's just not there's not enough liquidity to kind of hold that peg exactly there. Plus, the exchanges are going to hit you for the fee. So like on Uphold, I went to buy $50 worth of RLUSD, and I got 47.9. That was because Uphold hit me on the fee, and because RLUSD was trading at like 0.99999. Yeah, I like Zaman. Zaman's the best for using the XRP ledger, right? You'll get a self-custody, but you also can tap into the XRP ledger at any point. Caleb and Brown in Canada, yes. Yeah, guys, if you use my link down below for Caleb and Brown, let them know that I sent you, and you will be prioritized. Okay? We've been sending a lot of folks over there lately, which they appreciate, but they've had to allocate some more resources to them, and I've been saying, hey, so-and-so told me that they reached out. They're waiting for a response. We got to get on it. And those guys are hustling over there. I know they are. So we've been sending a lot of people that way. So give them a second. They'll get back to you. But the process is really simple. They'll help you out, too, through the whole thing. They're really good. Really good. Which wallet is best to withdraw my XRP from the Middle East? Well, so there's a couple things here. To sell from XRP into a stable coin or into US dollars, that's one thing. And then to actually withdraw the cash to your bank account is another thing. So when it comes to selling into a stable coin or US dollars, the best luck is going to be where the most liquidity is at. That's why when I sold today on Coinbase, I didn't get hit that bad on slippage because there's so many buy orders that were coming in on Coinbase at 317. Right, when I bought a couple weeks ago, the first time that XRP had popped above $3 in a few years, right? There was no buy orders. There was no liquidity up there. So it's not even really Uphold's fault per se, right? This is just the order book that they're dealt with, right? They have buy orders, they have sell orders. They can't just, just because I want to sell my XRP at the market price doesn't mean that they have a buyer on the other side, right? And so that's why when XRP popped up above $3 and it was at 306, I went to sell and they closed me out at 298. It's because the order book was thin. Versus today on Coinbase, when I sold at 317, My orders were executed for 317. So you asked the question, what's the best in the Middle East? Probably Binance. Because Binance is going to have the most volume. They're going to have the most liquidity. So the odds are you'll have your best chance of finding a buyer for your XRP on Binance if you're in the Middle East. There could be some other exchanges that there's many exchanges out there that I don't know of, but I only like to work with the ones that put compliance first, that are big in scale. Basically, I don't deal with these tier 2, tier 3 exchanges. I deal with tier 1 centralized exchanges, and then I operate on the DEX, and that gives me flexibility to do whatever I need to do. Is Tangem safe? Well, Tangem just had an issue, didn't they? I didn't look into all that, but that's something to look at with Tangem. Whatever happened there with that issue? Are you even a holder of XRP to 10,000? Yeah, because there's a portion of my bag that I'm never selling. Yeah, so I'll be holding till 10K. Absolutely. Because about half my bag doesn't get sold ever. Can you get a personal loan using XRP as collateral? Yes. If you're an institutional investor, you can go through Maple Finance now. If you get in touch with Digital Wealth Partners, they just secured 2 deals now for over $1 million loans with XRP as the collateral. So that's a brand new program through Maple Finance, and our good friends Jake, Max, and Digital Wealth Partners, they partnered up with Maple to do that, and very fascinating deal there. I don't know the terms of the loan. I don't know how it's structured, but these were loans that were over $1 million, but they're for institutional investors only, or accredited. Yeah. And we're going to see a lot more DeFi programs coming. David was actually talking about the lending protocol, and he was alluding to, this is the boring stuff that we need to add to the ledger that will lead to the mass adoptions and the billions of users. Is people, it doesn't get more classic and TradeFi than a commercial loan, than a home loan, right? This is TradeFi through and through. And it's boring, but it's what we need, right? He was talking about how basically we need everything on the XRP ledger for you to have a checking, a saving, and a brokerage account on the XRP ledger. You can pay people, you can save money, you can buy other assets, stocks, whatever you want to get exposure to through basically a brokerage account. We want to have checking, saving, and brokerage. And funny enough, that's kind of how I treat my wallets too. I have savings, which is my long-term holdings. Don't touch it. Don't play with it. That's never seen. That's never moved around. And then I have my checking accounts, which are my wallets that I play around with on the XRP ledger. Whether I'm going to do AMM, whether I'm going to do memes, anything. I don't interact with my long-term holdings of XRP. They just stay over there. When I go to play around on the XRP ledger, I use my checking account. And that's literally what I call it too. On Zalman, you get to label your wallet. I got my checking. I got my savings. When I created my wallet on First Ledger, I called it something meme, like XRP memes or something like that. It's my meme wallet. Do I think the capital gains tax will be removed? In America, yeah. In other jurisdictions, they've already started to make their jurisdictions more friendly from a tax standpoint. But in the United States, we could see some states actually pass legal tender laws for cryptocurrency even before we get the state, the income tax and capital gains tax withdrawn. But you heard President Trump in his speech in Vegas this weekend, and he basically doubled down saying that we're moving to the external revenue service. We're going to collect all of our money from tariffs, and it's time for the American people to stop being taxed to death. Sounds pretty good to me, right? I have no idea. Zach, is it fairly safe to keep $5,000 or so of value on Uphold or any broker? I keep the bulk on my Ledger Nano. Well, whatever you're trading, right? If you're not trading it, then it shouldn't be on the exchange, period. If this is part of your long-term hold, it shouldn't be on the exchange. But if it's what you're going to trade, well, that's why I have a few options, because I don't trust these exchanges, but we got to use them. So I give myself a few options, and yeah, you put $5,000 here, you put $5,000 there, you divvy it up, 10,000 XRP on this exchange, 10,000 XRP on this, 10,000 on another. And that way you have your options open. Oh, so that was a lie about Tangem? That was a lie about the Tangem wallet? That was fake news? I didn't see what that whole issue was about. I just saw that it popped up, and I was worried because I know a lot of people like Tangem and use Tangem. So it sounds like that might have been fake news. Can you write the tax off? Well, if you lose, yeah, you can write off your losses. That's why at the end of the year, you see tax loss harvesting. You'll see huge sell-offs in the market, is because people are selling their positions off at a loss to harvest that loss and realize that loss, and then they'll buy back the same position in the new, right after that. So then, basically they get to realize the loss and they get a lower cost basis on the asset. Very common, and it is legal too. There's certain requirements, but it is legal. Please consult a tax professional, though. Do you have a broker? Yes, I have a broker on Caleb and Brown. And then I also use Coinbase and Uphold. But on Caleb and Brown, when I sold off yesterday, I didn't use my broker. I submitted the transactions myself. Yeah. Caleb and Brown uses Fireblocks? Yeah. The exchanges report all your moves, so be careful. Yeah. They're going to now be required to send you a 1099 DA form at the end of the year. They already do send you a 1099 anyways, but now that's actually going to be a requirement. Why do you think that Saylor has the blinders on and only sees Bitcoin as the future? Sometimes you get yourself so deep into something, right, that there's no way out, right? And I kind of almost think that that's where Saylor's at. He's so leveraged into Bitcoin, there's no way out of it. So now he's just coming up with a new scheme. I saw it yesterday. He announced some new scheme that he's using to raise more capital. It's more debt. I don't know if it was more corporate bonds that they're raising or what it was, but he's got another scheme that he just announced the other day to raise more money for his play on Bitcoin. What's in my eye? But yeah, he's a salesman selling his deal. Exactly. That's right. That's right. Yep. There's another question I want to answer. If you have 50,000 XRP, you are like in the top 2%, maybe even 1% of the world's population. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Are you bullish on Velo? No, I need to take a look at that one. A lot of people have been mentioning that one. Why did you sell yesterday? Do you think we're going lower? No, I was just doing test transactions. And this is part of my trading bag. This is not part of my long-term XRP bag, not part of my regular XRP bag at all. I wouldn't have had this XRP if it wasn't for me trading memes. So to me, it was money that I never had before. Now I have it. And like I said, I cashed out all my XRP memes and I actually dumped it into the Bitcoin maxi tiers But my bag of XRP for memes has grown pretty well, and so we had some good trade over the weekend. Basically, we made quite a bit of money on the Bitcoin maxi tiers, and I'm still holding a bunch of it. But basically, yeah, I figured now's a good time to kind of test things out, test the water. And so that's why I sold off XRP. It's not because I don't believe in XRP going long term, anything like that. Small amounts, like I said, not part of my long term bag. Robinhood is awful. Yeah, it is. Bitcoin maxi tiers is growing rapidly. Yeah. I swapped all my Velo for XRP. Okay. Yeah, I haven't taken a look at Velo yet. I know a lot of people have been asking me about that one. Let's see. Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, it has been a fantastic day. I think I'm going to wrap up this session, though. XRP Community Day. Not quite the announcements that we were hoping for, but what we have to acknowledge is that there is a lot to talk about in our ecosystem, a lot that's growing in our ecosystem from a DeFi standpoint. Obviously, regulatory clarity on the way, institutional liquidity ready to come in, and you got the announcement today. BlackRock's treasury bills are now tokenized on the XRP ledger. And so maybe that's why Larry Fink said Charlie Gasparino wasn't going to like what Larry Fink's response was and what Larry's been up to, because Larry's willing to get it wherever he can. That includes the XRP ledger. And I think that BlackRock will be launching an XRP ETF. But a massive day with multiple confirmations that we were looking for, as far as Brad talking to Trump, XRP conversations in the White House. That's confirmed, as I titled this episode here tonight. And then the big takeaway from Stu and the prediction that he laid out is that the SEC is going to voluntarily withdraw the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. So you guys let me know in the comments down below what you think about all those developments, what you would like to see in our next updates. I appreciate you for stopping by here tonight. All of our community resources are available at zachrector.com. And like I said, the XRP ship Perseverance is the new collection that's going to be uploaded to our website. It'll be live by tomorrow. And if you can't wait, it is available now on the TikTok shop. So you can head on over to the TikTok shop, and it is available now. Just the t-shirt is. I'm going to upload the rest of the long sleeve, crew necks, hoodies. I'm going to upload all that later. And then I got my guy working on our website for adding this collection as well. This will be available in black and white on the website. And we're also looking to drop a few more collections here in the coming weeks. So a lot of fun, going to be some exciting times. I appreciate your support, and wait here because we're also working on Canada, going live with shipping to Canada here this week as well. So everything is there at zachrector.com, linked up down below. Also put in a link for XRP Las Vegas. I need to go get my tickets. That event is about to sell out here soon. So I'm going to be going and securing my tickets. I'm going to secure my bag every single day. I hope you guys are still hustling, still in the game. There's a lot to be excited about. It's going to be bumpy. It's going to be volatile, but this is something for us to take advantage of. I appreciate all of your support. I will see you guys tomorrow. God bless you all.